Imagine a world where Predator 2 didn't feature the gritty, no-nonsense charm of Danny Glover, but instead starred Steven Seagal in all his martial arts glory. It almost happened. Yes, you read that right. The 1990 sequel to the iconic action horror film nearly took a very different turn, and it's a story that's as fascinating as it is surprising. Here at Joe Blow, we're all about diving into the what-ifs of cinema. And this one is a doozy, especially for fans of the franchise's unapologetically R-rated vibe. Unlike the recent Predator Badlands PG-13 detour, which you can read about here, https://www.joblow.com/Predator Badlands rated PG-13. But here's where it gets controversial. Steven Seagal, fresh off his action-packed tenure at Warner Bros., was the top choice to lead Predator 2 for 20th Century Fox. Instead, he ended up in Marked for Death. Check out the trailer here, https://youtube.com/watch-vndkmdjv1y4. Arguably his best non-Under Siege film, yet the idea of Seagal facing off against the ultimate hunter was tantalizingly close to reality. Director Stephen Hopkins. Learn more about his work here, https://joblow.com/StephenHopkins. Even sat down with Howard Gorman of Scream magazine to spill the beans on this near miss. You can watch the full interview here, https://youtube.com/watch. But let's break it down. Hopkins recalls a bizarre meeting at Seagal's home, describing it as one of the strangest afternoons of his life. And this is the part most people miss. Seagal wasn't just eager. He was obsessed with the idea of playing a CIA psychiatrist who was also a martial arts expert and gun enthusiast. Hopkins paints a vivid picture. Seagal's walls were lined with firearms, and his pitch for the character was, well, unconventional. Hopkins admits he was clearly a little crazy at the time, and ultimately decided the pairing wouldn't work. It didn't feel right, he said. It would have turned into a cheesy mess, not the cool kind of cheese Predator 2 has now, but the uncool kind. Bold claim alert. Could Seagal's vision have ruined the sequel, or would his unique brand of action have elevated it to cult classic status? Hopkins' skepticism is understandable, but it's hard not to wonder what might have been. Fun fact, Patrick Swayze was also in the running, adding another layer to this casting carousel. Hopkins also reveals that Arnold Schwarzenegger was briefly considered for a return, but dropped out at the last minute. His theory? James Cameron may have discouraged him to focus on Terminator 2. The director even describes an alternate opening scene featuring Schwarzenegger, which is a must-hear for any fan of the franchise. For the full scoop, the interview is a goldmine of behind-the-scenes details about this underappreciated sequel. While Predator 2 turned out great with Danny Glover's grounded performance, it's impossible not to fantasize about a 90s Seagal-led Predator film. Would it have been a disaster or a masterpiece? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. We're eager to hear your take on this cinematic what-if. About the author, the horror news editor is a die-hard fan of all things horror, from the Friday the 13th franchise to George A. Romero's Dead trilogy, and everything in between. When not dissecting the latest scares, they're likely jamming to Led Zeppelin, rewatching Back to the Future, or planning their next trip to Brazil. Favorite filmmakers include Quentin Tarantino, the Coen brothers, and Kevin Smith. For more of their work, click here.